I get it, you're staring at the Yoga 7 on your screen, trying to decide whether it's worth the extra cash, and you keep wondering if it's really the kind of laptop that can handle those gaming sessions after you finish your workday. I've been in that exact spot, weighing a sleek convertible against a traditional gaming rig, and I want to walk you through what actually matters before you hit buy. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the Yoga 7 isn't marketed as a hardcore gaming laptop, and that's important. It's built around the AMD Ryzen AI 5340 processor, which tops out at 4.8 GHz and comes with a 50 TOPS NPU for AI-enhanced tasks. Pair that with 16 GB of DDR5 RAM and a spacious 1 TB SSD, and you've got a machine that feels snappy for everyday work, video calls, and a bit of creative play. The integrated AMD Radeon 840M graphics are modest, but they're enough to push titles like Fortnite, League of Legends, or Minecraft at 1080p with medium settings. If you're used to a desktop that can crank out 4K ultra settings, you'll notice the difference straight away. Heat and fan noise are the first red flags people mention when they talk about any laptop that tries to double as a gaming device. In my testing, the Yoga 7's cooling system stays relatively calm during short bursts of gaming, say a 30-minute Fortnite match. The fans spin up to a low hum, and the chassis feels warm but not scorching. However, when you push the GPU for longer sessions, the temperature climbs into the mid-80 SC range, and the fan ramps up noticeably. It's not a full-blown roar, but the whine can become distracting if you're trying to focus on a Zoom call right after a marathon gaming stint. If you plan on doing more than an hour of continuous play, you'll probably want a cooling pad or a dedicated desktop instead. Keyboard feel is another practical concern for gamers. The Yoga 7 uses a chiclet layout with a bit of travel, which feels comfortable for typing essays or coding. In gaming mode, the keys register quickly enough, but there's no dedicated NK rollover or mechanical click that you'd find on a true gaming laptop. The backlighting is present but not as bright as some esports-oriented models, so you might need to crank up your room lights if you're gaming in a dark dorm. That said, the fact that you can flip the device into tablet mode makes the keyboard a secondary consideration when you're on the move. Battery life is where the Yoga 7 shines compared to its gaming cousins. Lenovo advertises up to 15 hours of mixed use, and in real-world testing I saw roughly 11 hours of web browsing, document editing, and a bit of video streaming. When you add a game into the mix, you're looking at about 45 hours before the charger screams for attention. That's a huge improvement over many dedicated gaming laptops that barely make it past 2 hours under load. If you're the type who likes to work on a coffee shop table, then hop on a quick Valorant match during a break, the Yoga 7 won't leave you stranded on the floor. Display experience matters a lot for both work and play. The Yoga 7 packs a 14-inch screen with a 1920x1080 resolution and an IPS panel that offers decent color accuracy out of the box. It's bright enough for indoor use, but you'll notice some washout in direct sunlight, nothing unexpected for a laptop in this class. The integrated graphics don't push true HDR, so you won't get that punchy contrast you might see on a higher-end gaming laptop, but the visuals are clean enough for most indie titles and mainstream esports games. If you need a color-critical monitor for photo editing, you'll probably want an external display, but for casual gaming the built-in panel does the job. Portability is where the Yoga 7 really earns its 2-in-1 badge. Weighing under 3 pounds and thin enough to slip into a backpack, it feels more like a premium notebook than a gaming beast. The 360-degree hinge lets you prop it up as a tablet for sketching or reading PDFs, and the stylus support, sold separately, adds a nice touch for note-taking. Compare that to a typical 17-inch gaming laptop that weighs 6 pounds, and you can see why a student or traveling professional might gravitate toward this hybrid. The trade-off is, of course, raw GPU horsepower. Now, let's talk price. The Yoga 7 sits in the $1, $200, $400 range depending on configuration. For that amount, you could buy a desktop with a mid-range GPU that would dominate the same titles at higher settings, or you could pick up a dedicated gaming laptop with a discrete RTX 3050. The Yoga 7's value proposition is its versatility. You're paying for the convertible design, the AI-enhanced processor, and that solid SSD. If your primary use case is office work, streaming, and occasional gaming, you're getting a balanced package. If you're chasing frame rates above 60 frames per second in AAA titles, the price feels steep for what you